High school football week number 9 as we take a look at another matchup in the Northwestern District as the Millbrook Pioneers travel to face crosstown rival the Sherando Warriors. Last week, Millbrook falling to Jefferson 48-26. As always, joining me, the head coach of the Millbrook Pioneers, Josh Haymore. Coach, as always, really appreciate your time. Can you just discuss this matchup? It seemed like your team was edge and edge with Jefferson in the first half, and then in the second half, Jefferson seems to pull away. But overall, what were your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, we got to find a little bit more depth. We got to be able to play a little bit better in the secondary, and I think we've worked on that a little bit this week. But I mean, I thought we played really well with the. We have a lot of injured guys right now, and I think we've tested the depth chart, and the depth chart it's answered pretty good. I mean, I think our kids have not given up. I think our kids are playing hard. I think the guys that are in there are taking those quality reps that they take in practice and putting them in the game. So seeing that through the game was a positive. Just seeing those guys getting in there and taking reps and playing hard and staying in the game. Period. And we're gonna see it again.
So obviously, with the adversity, with your injuries that have occurred so far, in the people who are next man up in that situation, and I know we've discussed this before, how do you think your guys have responded to being the next man up in a situation like that?
I think they've done a good job in practice. They've done a really good job of making sure that they understand what's being asked of them. The coaches have done a really good job of making sure that they're getting plenty of reps and putting them in every situation that you possibly can get in, based off the film from Jefferson and other teams, which is what the coaches should do, whether they're starters or whatever, you know what I mean? Like starters that week or starters the week, whatever it was. I think it's the coach's job to make sure that they're prepared. And I think, my coaching staff, I think, has done a phenomenal job. Those guys, they put in hours that a lot of people don't realize that they're putting in. They work hard to make sure that the kids are ready. And I truly think there's not a game that we walked out in this year that we weren't ready based off of the game plan. Whether it was some other question about some other part of being ready. But, I think the guys have done a really good job of making sure everybody, whether they're backups or the whole depth chart is prepared.
It absolutely. And being that the whole depth chart is prepared, you may not know who might be ready for you and who might not. As you take it into this week, preparing for a crosstown rival in Sherando, just sort of what are your thoughts going into this matchup coming up on Friday?
Well, I mean, I want to see our kids play hard. I want to see our kids get after it. We're playing really hard on defense right now. I think we did a good job, against Jefferson playing defense and offensively. I mean, it was crazy. I mean, you have 394 yards of offense and you lose the game, which is crazy. I mean, like you're running out there with who knows on the depth chart, and they've done such a great job, man. Our kids they play hard, and I want to see that do it. I want to see them do it again this week. It's crosstown rivalry. It's if you don't get fired up for this game, then I don't know what kind of game you're going to get fired up for. So I mean, it's going to be fun to watch the kids just go out there and play hard and play for each other.
And as always, just your scout on Sherando, only a one-loss team. It looks like they have a lot of weapons. What are you trying to stop out there come Friday night?
All of them. I mean, I think Micah, the quarterback, is a really, really good football player. Watching Hanley's quarterback on film and Sherando's quarterback on film. I mean, it's going to be a tough decision to see who's going to be all district and all region and all that stuff. I mean, there's two really good football players. And I think Sherando, with a big offensive line and even Hanley, same thing. I mean, big offensive line, but we're talking about Sherando. They got some really good speed out wide. They got some guys that can catch the ball. Micah can get them the ball. They do a good job this year, just totally different scheme wise than last year. And I think they've done a good job of really making sure they're putting those receivers and running backs and Micah in the right position to be successful. And they've done that. Defensively, I mean, it's just like any other week. Like, so all depends on what you see when you first get to, line up the first time. I mean, everybody changes their defense against us. And I think we've done a good job of adapting and overcoming, whether it's the adversity of everything that's happened this year or, each time we line up, we see something different. And the kids, our offensive line, they know their rules. They've done a good job of knowing who to block, where to go, fast as they possibly can. You're playing with they've done a good job. I mean, the running backs are 400 yards of rushing. So we'll see how they play.
So, yeah, obviously, last but not least, with all the adversity that has come, how do you and the coaching staff keep a positive mindset, positive energy flowing through Millbrook football throughout the highs and lows, in a sense?
Well, I think it starts with, you're trying to have the best practice you can possibly have or best practice of the year every day you walk out there. Coach Maynard is one of our offensive line coaches, and that's one of the biggest statements that you have. And we go through a thing called PACE, positive attitude change everything. I mean, if you don't walk out there with a positive attitude, the day's gonna be wasted. You're just you're not gonna get anything done. And our kids, we go out every single day. We have a positive attitude. Sometimes a coach might have a bad day, or I have a bad day, or a kid has a bad day, or something like that. But when you get out there on that football field, man, it's totally different. Like you escape all of reality, and you get to go out there and do something that you love and you have fun with, and be with guys that you love, like family and brothers playing football together and things like that. So I mean, just going out there and being positive every day. Positive about how we're getting better every single thing we do, the drills that we're doing in practice, and just continuously, encouraging one another and working hard. I mean, it's a joy to go out with these guys, because these guys are working hard and understanding what it takes to try to be successful.
It is a crosstown rivalry once again, as the Millbrook Pioneers travel to Arrowhead Stadium in a crosstown rivalry as they face on against the Sherando Warriors. As always, so gracious first time, the head coach of the Millbrook Pioneers, Josh Haymore. And coach, really appreciate it again. Looking forward to catching up with you soon.
Yeah, sounds good. I appreciate it.